Let's go!
It's almost like punishment if somebody goes to prison or something like that.
Can the LSU defense hold Ole Miss to under 30 points? Obviously, they went ham on us last year. Is that still a term, going ham? Either way, what I want to do here is walk you through this play. We're going to discuss a few things about the current Ole Miss team versus this iteration of the LSU defense. So, yeah, there's two players that are hurt, and they won't play in this game this year. Obviously, these two over here, but Shan will be here. These will be your two inside backers, Greg Penn and, of course, Whit Weeks. Safety will be Major Burns. Ashton Stamps will be at corner, and Sage Ryan will be at safety or in a role kind of like this, okay? So, no matter what, these guys have got to step up and make plays. So you get a little pull action here, some counter GY, where you're pulling the guard and the tight end. Our DTs are getting blown out of here, okay? Now, Greg Penn does a good job scraping over this guard. He is in position to make this play, but you'll see his right foot slips as he's getting ready to make the tackle. And it's not the fact that he misses tackle that's a big deal. It's that he missed it clean, right? So Bentley, the running back, really didn't have to break stride all that much. And Major Burns, who has been really bad at the first topic we'll talk about today, the touchdown-saving tackle, well, he's got an opportunity to fly in here and make a play. He just doesn't have the foot speed, athleticism, and wherewithal to even get close to him. And then Andre Sam, who was mostly a good player for LSU last year, well, he takes a terrible angle here. Now, Ashton Stamps, you could see he's kind of laboring here. You would like to see Stamps fly in here and make this play, but he was never going to make it anyway, and it is a touchdown, all right? We need guys going full speed, lollygag and walk in basically from 12 yards out. So the guy that I am extremely frustrated with on this play, because this has been an issue for him throughout his career, is Sage Ryan. All right, he is so poor at this, okay? When your assignment is done, so his assignment here, man coverage versus this quick Ole Miss passing attack, right? Because you can RPO and then throw it out. So you'll see that Jaxon Dart is reading Sage Ryan. He's doing his job, coming down hard, pause, on this wide receiver, okay? But at this point, look at the wide receiver's body language. He's done. He's not getting the football here. So, if he's not getting the football here, guess what they probably did here? If you watch any kind of film, they're running the football. So, your head should immediately snap, find the ball carrier, and make the touchdown-saving tackle. But that's not what we do. We kind of play lollygag, get very casual, and when you're in such a poor position, posture-wise, you make it easy for 11, who kind of gave up on the play, to block you out of the play. So if Sage had any kind of wherewithal here, he would have been able to turn his head this way and make the tackle. Now, is it Greg Penn's fault that he missed his tackle? Yes, it's mostly on him, but any decent guy with feel for the game is getting off that block and probably making the tackle right around here, but instead we're 5 yards behind it. Now, why is that important? Well, we gave them a 30-yard touchdown, in essence, and we basically did not force them to convert in the red zone. Now, why is that relevant? Well, Ole Miss's touchdown percentage in the red zone this year has been 68%. In 2023, it was 66%, and in 2022, it was 66% as well. So that means if you make a touchdown-saving tackle in the red zone, 1 out of every 3 times, they're only kicking a field goal. The thing people get wrong about offensive geniuses is that it's all about the individual play design and execution when it comes to offensive success. When one underrated thing that's not talked about enough is sequencing, okay? So notice here on the 2nd and 5, Lane Kiffin is just running the football, and everything here is executed beautifully, okay? Left guard gets a good block on the 3-tech. You get a little lucky that the 3-tech decided to cut to the inside when the stated gap is supposed to be going through here. So you need the safety to fill. Safety is filling just a little too late, and he's not here to make the tackle on number 21, Parrish, okay? So that was a run on 2nd down. pretty nice gain here to the left side. But there is a little extra creativity mixed into this, okay? So you see South Carolina, they play a lot of soft quarters. They did this versus LSU as well, and you'll see right here that Tre Harris stops. All right, so the next second down is here, all right? Formation is practically the same. One receiver moves over to the right side, and the tight end is right here. But guess what? They show the exact same look. Play action. It's not even much of a play action. Jaxon Dart pulls out of it, and guess what the corner saw last time on second down? A stop. So what do? You run a stop and go. Corner's dead in the water right here, and all Dart has to do is throw a ball high up in the air for Tre Harris to go catch. All right? Notice that was more about sequencing. It was the sequencing of the play calls that actually got it open. The design actually was really simple, and obviously 3 shouldn't get beat over the top, but guess what 3 does? He makes the touchdown-saving tackle. They force Ole Miss to have to convert in the red zone, and guess what? They only kicked a field goal to keep this a 2-possession game. You will see Ole Miss, the middle of the offensive line in particular, have massive, and I mean massive, protection issues, all right? These are longer developing plays. One more thing, I want you to remember this. The over is also open. We'll get back to this here in just a second, okay? But the truth here is 54 gets beat. Good swim move right here. Once again, it is a longer developing play. But Jaxon Dart got hit when the ball was thrown. Okay, it's 3rd and Mandeville here. And guess what? The best place to rush the passer is not the end. It's as a 3 technique. The guard gets beat really badly here. And guess what? Jaxon Dart, just like the play you just saw, is having to throw the football with the guy right in his face. And notice if you get pass rush up the middle, it hurts the protection of your tackles because the quarterback has to give ground. So you get 2 pressures there thanks to 1 person, and 5, obviously, the DN tore us up a few weeks ago. So Dart just kind of throws this up into double coverage. And notice he actually throws this up to the non-Tre Harris side. This is Juice Wells, the South Carolina transfer. He's been okay, right? He doesn't have that burst like he used to. And guess what? The corner here is able to stay on top of it. And we need LSU's DBs to get up here and make really nice ball skill plays. That's as good as it gets when it comes to playing DB. All right, the most popular route in the lane offense is just a simple over. They are really, really good at hitting these, okay? Overs and digs over the middle. Now, if you're to actually look at a Jaxon Dart passing chart, he actually doesn't throw a lot of completions just in between the hashes, but there are a lot of middle-ish kind of throws, okay? So, obviously, if you want to throw this is going to end up being a pretty nice game, but that's not what Dart wants to do. He's trying to hit Tre Harris on something deep right here, and he doesn't do it. Okay, protection does eventually break down over the middle. I want you to see the accuracy on this football. Bang, right in that window. That is a difficult throw, and he's still able to complete it to Juice Wells. He's able to hit him in stride as well, where he's able to fall forward for some extra yardage here. That's what Ole Miss does. They go back to the over. Now, remember, this is practically the same exact play. Lane will run the same plays. Play action attached to it, so a slightly different look, but the same play. This time, though, you're faking really hard that you're throwing this, and because you do that, that's forcing this linebacker out, which opens up the space right here, okay? So, once again, it's the play design doing it. This time, it is really, really, really good pass protection, and the really funny thing about this is this was so wide open that Dart was able to completely miss this, completely regather this, and wait for the second window for 11 to clear out through. Okay? Bang. And if you really wanted to, Tre Harris was open on this dig as well. You'll see it right here. Look at the helmet stripe. He is looking directly at it. I mean, throw it. He decides not to and just waits for the second window. And obviously LSU's pass rush hopefully we'll be getting there beforehand. So this play right here kind of marries all the things we've talked about today in one bow on what you need to do defensively. So in the South Carolina game, one of their corners fell and an in-breaker got wide open for a huge play. But notice the middle of this Ole Miss offensive line and protection has had their issues, okay? You have a chance. You have a running back right here responsible. He goes for the cut. I'm not a huge cut block fan, and he whiffs the cut. And guess what? There's a guy right in Jaxon Dart's face. He doesn't fully want to step into this. And guess what? He throws it low. But the thing is, because the corner made it semi-difficult and this guy was in the window, it wasn't as clean of a throw for Dart, right? You've seen so many completions where the pressure is there in the middle, but he's still able to complete it. That was a good job, obviously, of making it difficult, forcing the incompletion. Alrighty, so one of the things that can help out a defense in LSU's that hasn't quite been that good this year is a really good offense. So you see in the background, obviously, Logan Diggs, who's now with Ole Miss. The good news is I've already done the LSU offense versus Ole Miss breakdown. It is on Patreon. Yes, it is linked down below, and for the next few hours, it is free, including one run design that I would certainly run versus this aggressive Ole Miss defense that I know will work. So it is linked down below. Now, what about this LSU defense going up against this Ole Miss offense? Well, one thing you have to do is, number one, they don't do a ton of pre-snap motion because they do play so fast, but you have to communicate, right? You have to be able to get everything in order, and your guys have got to play smart, right? This LSU defense in this game, individually, while it came to missing tackles, they would go in wildly and just miss tackle after tackle after tackle, and your run fits have got to be good, right? You notice our run fits here are atrocious, right? All our guys are stacked up on each other. Andre Sam, who was in the box here, is all the way over here when he doesn't need to be. And guess what? It is now off to the races. Quinshon Judkins, a nice little cutback. Savion Jones, when have you seen him in this position at all this year? He's a way better player. He's going to have a big game. And guess what? In the background, you finally see one of our safeties in Major Burns make a touchdown-saving tackle, right? At least make them have to convert in the red zone. And the tackle is made roughly around the 18 or so yard line, okay? And you'll see exactly what I'm talking about, right? Andre Sam, your role is this gap. We don't need you to get over the top of this with this motion right here. We have that taken care of, especially if we're going to walk one of our linebackers up to the line of scrimmage. We need you to stay in this hole backside. And guess what? We're trying to overcompensate for this hole. Bill Belichick just did a full film study on how you don't want your defenders to stack up like this. And guess what? It just opens up huge gaps in the run defense. So our run fits have got to be cleaner. Now, I'm going to give you one final play design that Lane is no doubt going to run, especially if we go into this game running a lot of man coverage. And honestly, it's just the most simple play design. And we guard this as if this is something revolutionary when this is the one play that is literally in every single playbook, and it's mesh. All right. We do not guard the mesh. We're struggling to see whose man is who. I don't know if someone was supposed to pick up weight here on the backside, but this is one of the all-time coverage busts. It's 3rd and 11. We made the touchdown saving tackle. We should be able to get off the field here. And, well, we don't. And we give up, once again, another one of those patented walk-in touchdowns. So, look. The LSU defense is at a disadvantage in this game. There's no other way you can slice it. I do think this Ole Miss offense is probably a little overvalued to a certain extent because they haven't really been tested, but that does not change that defensively we do not necessarily match up well with what they are good at offensively. But if we do some of the things that we talked about in today's video, we'll probably have a little bit more success along with that nighttime Tiger Stadium crowd. So let me know what the point total will be for Ole Miss in this game, okay? It is Power Hour LSU, boom. And tonight, we're doing quesadillas. Let's go.